What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I want to go over what progressives are asking for, how moderates are actually pushing back against the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, what some lawmakers are asking for regarding additional stimulus or assistance to the American people, and I want to really talk about what is going on with the $200 per month boost to Social Security. Right now, that was one of the top Biden campaign promises, and it hasn't been fulfilled yet. So I want to address what is going on there, what some experts are saying, what economists are telling us, and what lawmakers are asking for. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Also, if you could, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed these daily uploads. It really does help out the channel, and also consider subscribing so you never miss an update. Let's get into the update for this afternoon. Recently, moderate lawmakers wrote a letter to Nancy Pelosi saying that the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill deserves a standalone bill. They are saying that anything that is bipartisan should get the consideration that it deserves. It needs to have a standalone bill. They say they don't want to see it attached to the $3.5 trillion infrastructure package because that will be a Democrat-only reconciliation bill. However, what we are hearing is that progressives do not want to make a bipartisan bill a standalone bill because they understand that moderates only want to separate the two bills because moderates are trying to gain more leverage over progressives. This is what happened in the last, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Okay, the American Rescue Plan. This is what happened then. And progressives, according to reports, they learned their lesson. They are not going to make this mistake once again, but we will see. Also, according to multiple Senate aides, they are saying that progressives, their plan is to hold up the bipartisan infrastructure bill because they know that the $3.5 trillion bill will never pass if they don't do it. Now, when they say it would never pass, and I want to be 100% clear on this, I don't believe they think it would never pass as just a bill. I believe what they're trying to get at is that $3.5 trillion price tag, it's pretty high. And according to many reports, is that moderates do not support a $3.5 trillion price tag. They would support something around a 2 to 2.5 trillion, but that would be about it. And so that's where some are saying that we are going to see that pushback, because if progressives hold up the bill, this bipartisan bill, which again, as of right now, as of recording this video, the Senate is still working on this. They're supposed to be having a vote on this pretty much as we speak. And so who knows, this could eventually pass. But honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it passes the Senate, because as of right now, and I'm going to explain this later on in this video as well, Nancy Pelosi is not going to bring the House back. She's not going to bring the House of Representatives back in order to vote on a bipartisan bill. She's going to wait, and she's going to use the entire August recess. Technically, it's August and part of September, because the House of Representatives doesn't come back to Washington until September 20th. So just keep that in mind, that even though this passes the Senate, and it could pass today, tomorrow, or Tuesday, it doesn't matter. This is just going to sit for over a month. So we will see what happens there. But what we do know is that moderates want to see more pieces of legislation taken out of the $3.5 trillion bill. Some are saying that we don't need child care. We don't need elder care. Some say, why do we need free community college? Do we need an expansion of Medicare? One of the big pieces, the biggest piece of legislation that is currently, it's up for debate. And this is something that Bernie Sanders says this will pass. But he wants to see Medicare get expanded. He wants to see we lower the age from 65 down to 60. He also wants to see vision, dental, and hearing all included. And all four of those, vision, dental, hearing, and the age requirement, are all up for debate if you ask a moderate. So this is what we're hearing, is that this is one of the things that progressives say, we're not going to debate this. This is going to pass. This will be in there. And Bernie Sanders is pretty much saying, If you want to see, and this is something that pretty much all progressives in the House are saying, and Nancy Pelosi's on board as well, if you want to see less go to the American people, well, then you have to pretty much sacrifice your $1.2 trillion bill. Because if we can't get more passed to the American people, that bipartisan bill for infrastructure, real hard infrastructure, well, that could be on the line as well. So, as we know more there, I promise I'll fill you in on that update as well. Now, one more thing that we know is that progressives are finally standing up for themselves. They had a very tough go with that $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. They wanted to see more stimulus get passed. Initially, President Biden promised $2,000 stimulus checks. Well, then he got creative with the math and he decided, you know what? The $600 from former President Donald Trump and $1,400 from our administration, that would equal $2,000. So he got a little creative and he passed $1,400 checks. Progressives said, no, you promised $2,000 checks. $2,000 checks, and yet you didn't deliver. So this was one of the first campaign promises that President Biden didn't fulfill. But they're also saying that right now, this bipartisan bill is going to be difficult to pass if they can't get all of their priorities included. Even Representative Ilhan Omar, a progressive, she had this to say, and I quote, "The reconciliation bill needs to be tied to the infrastructure bill if moderates are serious about passing the bill. If they want to tank the Democratic agenda, it's on them. Dems across the country want investments in the care economy and campaign promises fulfilled. It's time to act." And I'm going to get to that campaign promises fulfilled. I'm going to get to that in just a minute because I know that's what you're waiting on. And even Nancy Pelosi had this to say, and I quote, "Whatever you can achieve in a bipartisan way, bravo. We salute you. We applaud it. We hope that it will pass soon. But at the same time, we're not going forward with leaving people behind." This was just her, pretty much an exact same statement or very similar statement saying they're not going to leave the American people behind and they understand that the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill is for the American people. The $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, that's more for the economy and infrastructure and future investments. So they're two different bills. Now, talking about campaign promises, a question I get asked a lot here on this channel is, will people who are on Social Security, will they get and ever see the increase of $200 per month that President Biden promised when he was running for president? Well, I can tell you right now, that is very questionable. We don't know. But according to multiple reports, here's how things are getting kind of shaking out. And this is what's looking to be somewhat interesting. It's very unlikely at this point that President Biden would ever consider a $200 per month boost to Social Security benefits. Economists have said that those on a fixed income are having a tough time paying for the basics. But at the same time, economists also state that those who continue to get an income at this time are in a better spot than most. Okay, let me just ask you, if you are on Social Security benefits, are you in a better spot or do you believe you're in a better situation because you get a fixed income than, let's say, somebody that is getting unemployment benefits or somebody that is working a full-time job 40 hours per week, even if it's at minimum wage? Do you think you're in a better situation? You can comment down in the comment section below. And even though lawmakers would like to see fairness in the way that stimulus and other assistance is distributed, experts say that Democratic lawmakers, they can't prioritize Social Security recipients in a time when the president himself, who made this campaign promise, he is not prioritizing those either. So, according to reports, okay, experts are saying that Democratic lawmakers, again, I'm going to say this again, because I think this is extremely important. And this just goes to show that right now it's all about the next election. And it's always that way. And it's so frustrating. But according to experts, they say that Democratic lawmakers can't prioritize Social Security recipients in a time when the president himself is not prioritizing them either. Okay, let that sink in. Because what they're pretty much saying is that if the president, even though this was a promise from him, again, Social Security benefits, a $200 per month boost, okay, campaign promise, not fulfilled. Student loan forgiveness of up to $10,000 per borrower, another campaign promise, not fulfilled. There's multiple promises that he hasn't fulfilled. That $2,000, it actually wasn't per month, but $2,000 stimulus check, he didn't fulfill it, according to many experts. That yes, he just got a little creative with his financing. He got a little creative with the math. And he said 600 plus 1,400 equals 2,000. That's what I promised, 2,000. But yet, many are saying $600 was promised and given under former President Donald Trump, not the Biden administration. So they should still be sending out a $600 stimulus check. But according to multiple reports, that is very unlikely. Now, let me address that for a second, okay? Let me address that for a second, and I'm gonna get back to the Social Security benefits. But even though many experts say it's very unlikely we see a $600 stimulus check, they also say that if we were to see a stimulus check, it would be higher. Not lower, it would be higher. It would be anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000. And it would go to the hardest hit individuals. And that would be those that are considered a harder hit are actually those that make under $25,000 per year. According to reports, that would be about 25 million Americans. I think that number is actually a little bit off. I think there's probably more people that make less than $25,000, but according to the report, it's 25 million people. So again, we'll see. But based off of everything that I've been reading, okay, just want to be clear, additional assistance just to those on Social Security benefits, this is most likely never coming. Now, we are going to see a cost of living adjustment. Most expect it's going to be close to 6%. A 6% cost of living adjustment for 2022 will be huge. This is going to be average about $100 or $100 to $105 per month as a boost. That's pretty good, but it's because of inflation. And I can tell you right now, Mexico, okay, Mexico is worried about inflation. Canada is worried about inflation. Other countries around us are worried about inflation. But here in the United States, with Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, we're not worried about inflation. It's going to be transitory. Well, I can tell you something right now. If all the countries around us decide inflation's here, we need to make some changes. I guarantee you, the United States makes some changes as well, and we are going to see inflation, which we've already been seeing. So just keep that in mind. If we see more inflation, the cost of living adjustment will go up even higher. Some expect we could see an average of about $120 per month as a boost. Again, this looks great on paper, $120 per month, awesome. But the problem is all the prices, services, products, everything will increase. So just keep that in mind. Now, I just want you to keep one other thing in mind. Even though we may not see direct payments to people on Social Security alone, we could see stimulus checks. We could see the earned income tax credits. We could the child tax credits could potentially come back for 2022 and possibly further as well. There could be other forms of a cash payment as well. So just keep that in mind. So Social Security recipients won't be left out. However, they won't be targeted directly. That's what I want you to keep in mind. Now let's get to the COVID news for today, because this is interesting as well. According to Dr. Anthony Fauci, he says that he anticipates a flood of vaccine mandates after the full FDA approval. And right now, the FDA approval is expected to happen over the next few weeks. Full FDA approval for anyone 12 years of age and older. That could be big. But according to some, they say this could be troubling for those that are dead set against getting the shot, because there could be other issues. What if you have to pay a fine? What if you cannot travel in an airplane? What if you cannot attend a bar, restaurant, or movie theater? What if you couldn't go to the gym because you haven't been vaccinated? It's possible. These are all things that are possible. So, we'll see what happens. According to Moderna, they're also saying that we need to get a booster shot after we've received our first dose. Now, some are saying that this needs to be within the first, or right about the first 6 to 9 months after receiving our vaccines. However, Moderna says they want to get those ready for the American people. But the Biden administration is getting pushback by other countries. Here's what we know. Other countries are saying that we should not be giving away booster shots to boost our immune system for this virus, okay, when less than 10% of the world has been fully vaccinated. Other countries are saying that us here in the United States, we need to give away our vaccines. Go give them to the other countries so that they too can become vaccinated as well, and then we can focus on booster shots sometime in the future. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think it would make more sense to give away our vaccine supply, or, and again, vaccinate other countries, hopefully increase the vaccination rate across the world, or do you think it's more important to keep them for ourselves to ensure that we are staying healthy first? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm curious what your answer is going to be. So that is what we know right now. Again, we will probably know more tomorrow morning regarding the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. As of right now, the Senate is expected to be voting on it. I don't know if it's passing or not. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because, like I've been saying for the past couple of days, it's gonna pass. It's just, does it pass today on Sunday, tomorrow on Monday, or possibly Tuesday? It's gonna pass within the next few days. So when it passes, great. But like I said, Nancy Pelosi is not going to bring the House of Representatives back to do a vote. She is going to wait until the end of September. She will vote then, and she will only vote if it comes in conjunction with the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. So again, that's what we know right now. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Just again, want to thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.